I'm going to say one thing. Trump.
Did Robert De Niro just deliver the most brutal takedown of Trump? Oh, you have no idea. This wasn't a subtle jab or a carefully crafted statement. De Niro held nothing back. It was raw, unfiltered, and straight to the point. And Trump's reaction? Exactly what you'd expect. Furious, defensive, and completely losing it.
The sooner he's out of office, the better for all of us. He's an idiot. He's just done something unspeakable.
We've all got friends and relatives in the U.S. and vice versa.
It's terrible.
Does this make any sense to you?
This isn't just another celebrity rant. It's a moment that took over the internet, ignited social media, and sent Trump's supporters into a full-blown meltdown. The insults, brutal. The reaction, even better. But the real sting? The truth behind what De Niro said. Stick around. We're breaking down the speech, the response, and why this moment has everyone talking. But first, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Robert De Niro steps up to the mic, dressed sharp, standing tall and looking like he means business. The crowd settles in, expecting the usual Hollywood fare. A few words about his latest film, a nod to the industry, something polished and predictable. But within seconds, it's clear, this isn't just another speech. This is a reckoning.
Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Are you
Excuse my French.
With a cold, steady voice, De Niro unleashes words that send shockwaves through the room. He's a con artist, a fraud, a disaster. I'd like to punch him in the face. The air thickens. There are a few nervous chuckles, some gasps, and then a wave of laughter and applause from those who've been waiting for someone, anyone, to say this out loud without a hint of hesitation. But it's not just what he says, it's how he says it. Every word hits like a hammer, heavy, with frustration, disbelief, and a fury that feels deeply personal. This isn't a polished PR moment. It's raw, unfiltered, and you can feel that De Niro is fed up. The audience feels it too. Some cheer loudly, others sit frozen, eyes wide. Phones shoot up, already recording. Everyone knows this moment is about to explode online. Meanwhile, outside the room, Trump supporters are already foaming at the mouth. The second those words hit the internet, MAGA world erupts. The backlash is coming, the outrage is inevitable. And as De Niro steps away from the mic, one question remains. How will Trump react?
Should not be president, period. We are at a moment in our life, in this country, where this guy is like a gangster. He's come along and he's said things, done things we say over and over again. This is terrible. We're in a terrible situation. We're in a terrible situation. And this guy just keeps going on and on and on. The day after he was elected, I said, well, give him a chance. You never know, you'll see. But he's worse than I ever could have imagined.
A lot of criticism of you. Okay, well, this is cable.
Sorry.
Did Trump hear that? Of course he did, and you know he couldn't stay quiet. The moment De Niro's words hit the internet, Trump was probably already reaching for his phone, most likely sitting on his gold-plated toilet, furiously hammering out one of his signature all-caps rants on Truth Social. And his big comeback? Low IQ Bobby. That's it. That's the best he's got. A weak, recycled insult that sounds more like a schoolyard jab than a response from a former president. No clever retort, no facts to counter De Niro's words. Just another half-baked nickname tossed into the void. But here's where it gets even better. Instead of shutting De Niro down, Trump's meltdown does the exact opposite. His rant becomes fuel for the fire. Every major news outlet picks up the story. Social media erupts with memes, reactions, and side-by-side clips of De Niro ripping Trump apart. Rather than burying the moment, Trump makes sure it spreads like wildfire. His supporters scramble to defend him, dismissing De Niro as just another Hollywood elite, but the damage is already done. The more Trump rages, the more people pay attention to what De Niro actually said. And the worst part for Trump, this isn't just a celebrity talking trash. De Niro is saying what millions have been thinking all along. Trump wanted to hit back, but all he did was prove De Niro right. And the internet? Oh, they're loving every second of it. Within minutes of De Niro's takedown, Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit were on fire. MAGA supporters? In full meltdown mode, calling for a Goodfellas boycott, because apparently that's going to erase De Niro's entire career. I'm never watching another Robert De Niro movie again. They scream, conveniently forgetting they were just watching The Irishman last week.
He's so fucking angry. That we're here talking about a piece of shit like Donald Trump. Hi, Philly, how are you?
Meanwhile, Trump critics were having the time of their lives. Social media exploded with memes. Side-by-side images of Trump's infamous orange-tinted scowl next to De Niro's iconic mobster glare flooded every platform. One user tweeted, "Robert De Niro just did what Congress couldn't, completely roast Trump into oblivion." Another joked, "De Niro took Trump down in one speech. Imagine what he could do with a full HBO special." And the best part, Trump's attempt to clap back only made things worse. His rant became instant meme material. One viral post read, "Trump calling De Niro low IQ Bobby while spelling ridiculous wrong. You can't make this stuff up." It wasn't just social media either. Late night hosts had a field day, delivering punchline after punchline. News networks ran the clip on repeat. Even people who usually tuned out of politics suddenly had an opinion. What could have been a throwaway comment turned into a full-blown cultural moment. At this point, there was no turning back. The internet had chosen sides, and Trump was losing the battle. But the real question, was he done lashing out, or was round two coming?
Do you really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power?
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you.
You have compared the Trump family to a gangster family, which is something coming from you. What do you mean?
They are. Well, because he thinks he's a gangster. He does everything like a gangster. I don't think that gangsters in that world would think much of him, because there's honor among thieves. There's honor in anything. If you don't keep your word and do the right thing with people, no matter what profession you're in, you are going to get ostracized. And in that world, it's a little harder.
Just another celebrity taking a shot at Trump? Not this time. This hit different, and here's why. First, De Niro isn't some random Hollywood star jumping into politics for attention. He's a born and bred New Yorker. He knows Trump's up game because he's seen it up close for decades. The shady deals, the self-promotion, the scams, none of this is new to him. He's watched Trump fool people for years, and now, with a microphone in his hand, he's calling it out in a way only a true New Yorker can. Second is when a Hollywood legend speaks, the people listen. This isn't a tweet from a comedian or a late-night host tossing out jokes. This is Robert De Niro, the guy who played gangsters, tough guys, and fearless leaders. And here he is, standing tall, delivering his words with the same intensity. That made him a household name. His message hits harder because it's not just an act. He speaks with the weight of a man who doesn't just play strong, he is strong. And finally, he's not scared. Trump has a long history of going after his critics, hurling insults, filing lawsuits, and unleashing online mobs to silence anyone who crosses him. But De Niro, he doesn't flinch. He's not worried about angry MAGA fans or Trump's weak Twitter comebacks. He says what he thinks, and he says it without a trace of fear.
You think he pretends to be dumber than he is to confuse people and make them think? No, you think he's
not. I don't think so.
Why you would guess that there's a big group of people in this country who believe that he cares about them?
I am totally dumbfounded, baffled by that. I can't understand it, and it's a thing that we've seen over decades and decades. He is a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath. created some new language as far as describing somebody in his mental condition. It's so frightening and scary, and he's dangerous. We got to get rid of him.
Do you ever?
Guys, that's why this moment hit so hard. It wasn't just another insult, it was a reckoning, and the best part, Trump couldn't do a thing about it. So what happens now? You already know. Trump can't let this go. The man holds grudges like it's a full-time job. Will he unleash another rambling rant at his next rally, calling De Niro a washed-up actor while mispronouncing basic words? Probably. Meanwhile, MAGA fans are already losing their minds, demanding a cancellation, like they suddenly control Hollywood. Boycott Goodfellas. They scream, conveniently ignoring the fact that the movie came out over 30 years ago. The reality, De Niro doesn't care, and neither do his fans. Or maybe, just maybe, Trump moves on. But let's be honest, that's not his style. And besides, he's got bigger problems right now, with more legal battles piling up than most crime bosses in De Niro's movies. And with every rant, every meltdown, he's only proving De Niro right.
We're in a very bad situation. I remember you and I about 5-6 years ago talking down at the Spring Studios, something about, I said, what just happened, just happened. No, it didn't. It didn't happen. It's all about truth. And what we have here is a denial of truth all over the place.
One thing's for sure, this isn't over. Not for Trump, not for his fans, and definitely not for the internet. But here's the real takeaway. De Niro just gave a master class on how to handle a bully. He didn't tiptoe around or sugarcoat a thing. He called Trump out, spoke the truth, and didn't back down for a second. No fear, no hesitation. Just straight facts delivered with the kind of energy that makes headlines. And Trump, he did exactly what we all expected. Threw a tantrum, fired off weak insults, and guaranteed the internet kept talking about it. But this fight, it's far from over. Trump's not the type to let things go, and De Niro, he's not done speaking his mind either. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe for more. Check out our other videos. You won't want to miss what's coming next.